here. So it has been a year ever since I had made the usual channel update of the sort. However, it's mostly me just rambling about in my usual 2023 last year when it comes to uploading the videos to YouTube, which is the same upload routine I tend to do is the visual novel readings, finding some music to re-upload since I mostly listen to tracks whenever I play Grand Blue Fantasy on the side. I know, I think I had an IRL friend tell me that I shouldn't re-upload music to YouTube that isn't mine, but it's like I've seen other people do it, but I don't know, man. Episode of 5 of Umineko When They Cry has been already done. It's just I wanted to keep the uploads every 2 to 3 days, unless y'all want to like a bit of a demand for it. But right now it's past midnight of the sort. It's still playing fireworks. You guys probably won't hear it, but yeah. Speaking of Umineko, I think ever since I uploaded a clip of Vosh's take on Umineko When They Cry, which is like a minute long, and a couple of the content farming of the uh, what happened to the Umineko Gold Edition. There's also some videos I do plan to react to, although a lot of the times it's more entertaining of rambling about it with a friend in voice chat than doing it by myself. So there's some plans I tend to do, I want to do later on. Um, oh yeah, speaking of speak, um, talking with some friends in voice chat, I also got a little bit of a highlight of a random topic. It's just like last year. It's something to do with ProZD or some shit. Man, I do want to talk about some various downsides of this year, in all honesty, because it can be a bit frustrating to put up with, especially when looking for critiques at hand. Normally, I'm not a big fan of making it a sob story. However, I think ever since my one and only grandmother that passed away a few months ago, and the my former boss that had passed away on Christmas Eve, and well, few celebs that I had looked up to at the time, in which I won't mention. I believe by moving forward, I'm gonna try using the start of the new year just to enjoy things for how it is, and and in other words, focus on the present of the start. Anyway, with that said, whether you like or dislike the video, I believe there should be no case of being a Debbie Downer, no matter the outcome. Hopefully there are no malice, anything involved. With that said, like, comment, and newcomers shall click the subscribe button. Happy New Year, everyone.
But this dude named ProZD, he said, "Listen,
Voice
if
actor.
Japanese is, yeah, listen, if Japanese not your first language, and you come at me going how much you love the movie Kokaku Tai or some shit, and I Google it and it's Ghost in the Shell, I'm shoving you into a fucking locker." So I'm like,
He
so I can't.
voices Vasaraga in GB versus English dub.
Alright. I know he was in God of War Ragnarok as the squirrel.
I didn't know ProZD is an English dub voice actor. Wait, did he do Vazaraga in GBF verse?
He voiced one of the main characters in Borderlands 3.
Oh, that's
the one I
interesting.
played, actually.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I personally found his YouTube funny, and I looked at his Twitter and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. And he's one of those people that made me realize, oh yeah, you shouldn't look at people's voice actors' Twitter.
What is it? Very sort of activisty, or?
From what I saw, yeah.
Like
maybe it's just a bad day. I don't know.
I think people hate on English dub voice actors, like when it comes to like social medias, because of all this woke activist bullshit, or like, you know, like I don't.
Implanted directly in your occipital lobe.
I also think part of the issue with English dubbing is if you're watching, like, I guess mid-tier anime, a mid-anime or whatever, like just your generic sort of seasonal trash, a lot of the time they do sound a lot worse than the JP ones. But when you've got an English dub where it's actually it's high quality, people didn't just phone it in. Example I'm thinking of off the top of my head is Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man sounded pretty good in dub. I liked it. If I watched a mid anime, they probably wouldn't have put as much effort in, and it would sound worse than the JP. But with Chainsaw Man, with Attack on Titan, whatever, they put enough effort into the dub that I don't think it stands on a lower level than the JP.
Apparently, season 4 of Attack on Titan sounded shit in dub.
Really?
Okay, I'll
I've
not contest that point, considering I haven't seen that season in
talking
dub.
about 1 to 3, because that's what I've watched in dub, right?
Yeah.
It sounded pretty good to me. Yeah, you can argue, oh, this person was miscast or something, right? But
it's funny. A lot of people talk about no spoilers, but a lot of people talk about Erwin's lines in sub. I actually think he sounds better in dub.
Main issue I have with the sub Erwin is that he sounds just like a lot of other Daisuke Ono roles.
True. He doesn't quite have such a roar to him as Ian.
Yeah, going back to the not get sidetracked with the whole, let me go back. So I can't use nicknames like Wakamote or Orimo. Want me to say the whole entire title that has 50 words in it?
It's even worse.
Otherwise, ProZD will shove my ass in the locker. Like, dude, I'm already overweight. You can't shove my ass in the locker. Now, if I was like,
he's overweight too.
Is ProZD overweight?
Yeah.
What the fucking irony of this guy?
It's one of those things, right? I think it's best to just be a bit flexible about it. Sometimes an anime will be best known by its JP name. Sometimes it'll be easier to remember by its English name. If someone goes around calling Attack on Titan Shingeki no Kyojin all the time, I'm gonna think they're a bit weeby, but whatever, I guess, right? If someone goes around, let me think of an anime that's Origairu. Origairu is known in the English community as Origairu, right?
Oreimo as well.
Oreimo, 100 other anime as well. If you go around calling it by its full English name, which I don't even fucking remember, that's weirder than if you just call it Origairu or Orimo. Jesus. Oremo.
Yeah.
So you kind of just, I guess, just take the best of fucking both worlds. Really? It's about as simple as that.
Look at shows like Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. You don't even need to use Japanese pronunciation. It's just called. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to argue with that. What ProZD say? Dude, gonna shove me in the locker.
Yeah, that's him in the voice chat, by the way. Like, sure, he's not like obese, but he's not thin. He's overweight.
Yeah.
And you know what? If someone's overweight, okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's not really related to his argument, but yeah, it is what it is.
I don't even mean to laugh at this, but I'm like, come on.
What the fuck?
Telling me I can't use a short word like Konosuba instead of the whole.
Yeah, Konosuba.
God's blessing on this wonderful world. You know, who everyone calls it God's blessing on this wonderful world. God's blessing on this wonderful world.
Like, I think a lot of people will know that name, but they won't use it.
In fairness, absolutely nobody calls it God's blessing on this wonderful world. Yeah, let's use it.
Why are half of my rookies from Japan or Korea? What the fuck? That's just random.
You know, if you want to pronounce in Japanese, you do you, man. You do you. I'm not gonna go and try to correct y'all.
I will judge people if they're extremely weeby about it, and if they're like only cool stuff in Japanese, and you know, it's like, especially if they're correcting. I don't like people on the other side. If I call like Attack on Titan, he's like, actually it's Shingeki no Kyojin, or oh yeah, My Hero Academia. He's like, actually it's Boku no Hero Academia.
Then you're just being a fucking smartass.
Yeah,
exactly.
No one gives a fuck.
I mean, look at my read through of that. Of when I put the intro, I said, "Welcome back to Umineko when they cry." I'm not gonna say Umineko no Naku Koro ni. It's like the only time I would say it is I would just read it as the off the credits, like just to be goofy. Because the story in the VN is while there is some seriousness and all that shit, there is some bit of entertaining and some bit of teeny humor.
Why are you calling it Umineko, bro? You should be calling it like the translation of that. You know, seagulls
When they
when they
cry.
cry.
The seagulls when they cry. When I saw that, I was like, what? When do seagulls like pour tears out of their eyes?
Bro, to be fair, I fucking hear seagulls crying outside my fucking window all the time. They're so fucking noisy.
Well, what are the
Yeah,
seagulls
you can hear them
crying?
on your microphone
Well,
sometimes.
Kofan, what are the seagulls crying about though?
Oh, they're not like tears crying. They're just fucking being noisy and annoying.
They're crying because they're maidenless.
Basically.
Yeah, yeah. You know what happens when I walk outside of work? There are seagulls crying because it's cold out.
Oh no, my toesies.
Oh no, I'm freezing cold. Why am I surrounded by a bunch of fucking crows?
Go fucking beat
Oh,
those seagulls up, Chris. I
oh,
believe in you.
oh. By the time I bet people who are watching this would be like, man, why you guys are cringing?
Mm.
Oh, shit.